there's nothing that beats the feel of like a good dumbbell or a good barbell or just something that's like an actual weighted resistance, object. And the body weight's great, the bands are great. I mean, those have been a godsend for people that have been affected by the pandemic. But you just said, okay, I'm going to make my own weights, and you just went for it. You made it into a business, which is pretty freaking awesome.
It's a weird feeling where you're like, okay, I'm getting a workout in right now, making stuff to work out with.
Yeah. They just look cool. They look like something you're not going to see in a typical gym. So anybody comes by and works out with me, it's like they automatically go to those first and pick them up and start curling them, because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And you're making like dumbbells and easy curl bars now, right?
Yeah, the easy curl bars came a little bit after. So I was trying to figure out how to make a curl bar, because that was like one of the exercises, one of the muscle groups that was hard to hit at home. I could do it with dumbbells, but you can only do so many dumbbell curls for like, all right, like I need something else, something heavier.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trying to find ways to make curl bars, and I was thinking of every way possible that I could bend a bar, just get it from a steel supplier. It's just 1 inch hot rolled steel bar, and trying to figure out how to bend these things. So we were like trying to run over it with a forklift, and we were trying to like everything that we could to bend it, and went to Harbor Freight and got a bar bender, a pipe bender. It's what plumbers use to bend pipes.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one of those, and in my shop at home, I would get pre-cut 4-foot bars, which is the same length as a curl bar at the gym, and then I would bend the bar in every spot that it needed to be bent, and I used just like another standard curl bar as a prototype to be able to compare it to. And I just played around and bent one of these bars until I got it in the same shape of the easy curl bar, and then when I got them looking the same, I just started mass producing these. And so we had to take out our first investment, which for us it seemed like a lot of money, because my wife and I really tried to be debt free as much as possible, but we just didn't have the budget for the extra $1,000 steel order at the time. So we made a list of all the parts that we needed to be able to make these curl bars bigger, and to make them heavier so that we could have various weights. And so we could make them anywhere from 30 pounds to basically as heavy as you want. And the biggest one that we made so far was 90 pounds. And these are all going to be parts for these are going to be imported too. We're not going to continue making these ourselves because of the time, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But for our first 20, 30, 40 bars that we made, we needed to make a pretty substantial steel supply order. And that was for the steel plates that we had, that the engineer and I got together with and figured out exactly how big the plates needed to be, so that they could be slipped on. And there's a process about how to go about doing that, so that you basically put the plates on first, put hex bolts through the plates, and then pour the concrete. And we have proprietary material that goes in the concrete to make it stronger, so that it doesn't just break when it hits other concrete. And then we would put it in upside down, set it, and then flip it, and then do the other side the same way. And so, yeah, bending these bars became a source of cardio for me, actually. So, yeah, no, it seriously was. I would set up the bar bender and put the bar on it, and then I would have to pump 20 times in one spot, flip it 20 times in another spot, flip it 20 times in another spot, flip it 20 times in another spot, flip it 8 times on the end, flip it 8 times on the other end, and then I would have basically a V-shaped bar with a bunch of bends in it, and then just bend the middle down to where it needed to be. So that would be, so obviously I've done this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it down to about 4 or 5 minutes per bar. And I would literally get my heart rate up from doing that. And I would get a good back workout. I would bend down and get nice and low on it. So I'd be hitting all lats and everything. And I literally counted that as cardio.